Hello, everybody. Welcome. We're glad you guys are joining us again. And I'm Dr. Douglas McLeod, my co-host over here.
I'm Dakota. Apparently, he didn't know who he was for a split second.
Yeah, this is a different way that we're doing our opening. So
Yes. Little Hazel's help to that one. Very nice.
Yes.
Love the touch.
we had an interesting weekend go by. We just, for our time reference.
It was a Memorial Weekend.
Memorial Weekend.
Yes, it was good. It was a good time.
Yes.
I got made fun of.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so I think kids are just, they don't have good education behind them, in my opinion.
Who, kids?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Doc, my question for you.
Yes.
Why do you celebrate Memorial Day?
Why do you celebrate Memorial Day?
Yeah. Do you know?
I don't like Memorial Day, so I don't. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, gosh.
Well,
Okay.
we remember those who have fallen
Okay.
in wars or battles to try to maintain the freedom of our country.
Okay, and so what colors are normally out there when you celebrate Memorial Day?
Red, white, and blue.
Okay, well, I got a wig because, I just wanted to have some fun with our friends and our family.
Did your alter ego come out?
She did not come out. She would have been left at that sand bowl if she came out. But so I wore a red, white, and blue wig, and my niece was like, too bad it's not the 4th of July. I'm like, too bad you're not educated. I'm like, you wear red, white, and blue. She's like, no, you don't.
It wasn't the 4th of July.
No, but you can still wear red, white, and blue on Memorial Day.
Yeah, you should.
You should. She didn't get that.
Oh, I see.
So she gave me a really hard time about that.
She said, this isn't the 4th of July. You shouldn't be wearing red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
So then what colors
I don't
did
know.
she think
She
you
doesn't
would wear?
know why we celebrate. So that was a whole history. Yeah.
Well, she got the educator then.
Yeah. She really, I'm surprised, but she didn't know.
Yeah.
And she gave me a hard time about wearing red, white, and blue. So.
Wow. So what's one of the most patriotic things that maybe an event or a situation that you can recall where you really saw how much you support this country? Or
my husband's grandfather, so my mother-in-law's dad, he served, and so everything for Austin and my mother-in-law everything is red, white, and blue. Everything we do, our camp bedding, red, white, and blue. Everything is red, white, and blue for them. And she used to have a trailer at Camp Dearborn, and literally every decoration, her couch was red, her floors were white, everything was red, white, and blue. She had a huge American flag on the front of it.
Wow.
Nothing.
Very patriotic.
Yes. So I think for us, it's just always around. It's never not around at this point in our life. Yeah. What about you?
Interestingly enough, I've thought about this the other day during Memorial Day.
Yeah.
What's one of the more patriotic things that I've was moved emotionally? And it was when I was in Normandy.
Really?
Yeah. I wasn't even in our country.
Elaborate. I want to hear.
Well, I was on the beaches of Normandy. And, that's, of course, where D-Day happened.
Right.
And there are all kinds of memorials up and down the beach. Now, it's very interesting because when you go there, they left the landscape almost untouched. So as you approach the water, you walk through huge, deep craters where bombs just came.
Wow.
And it's amazing as you walk. You can't walk without walking through craters. And then when you get to the beach, they had all kinds of interesting photographs. Of course, they're on big metal plates, on D-Day. This is what it looked like from this spot.
Yeah.
And then you're standing this spot. This is what it looks like now. And you turn, you look, there's vacation homes there.
Wow.
And the beach is really clean and people are swimming. And you just think, what was happening right here on that day?
Imagine one person sitting there and what was going through their head.
Yes.
That's just crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was very interesting to walk through the pillboxes and see that they're still scorched on the inside. And, of course, all the guns have been dismantled. But you see where they were mounted. And just to think, that is amazing that these things still exist. But you can see and even walk through the ones or walk around the ones where they were hit by bombs and collapsed and things like that. It's just what was happening that day was just incredible.
Yeah. Wow. I really like history. I did not do very good in history in school, as my history teachers can
Will your history teacher be going, if she's listening right now, you're going, yeah, right.
Yeah, no, seriously. Like, I'm not Bible, I swear. But as I got older, I started to appreciate it a little bit more. And when I was younger, I used to really get into it. But in high school, I really didn't care about anything, let's be honest. Like, that was another story. But as I've gotten older, I really like history. I've never even been to Washington, D.C.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm going to homeschool my son, and that's going to be one of our like field trips is to Washington, D.C.
You should. Don't even wait for that time to come. Just go.
It's probably going to happen sooner than later, but
yeah,
it's going to have to happen more than once, I feel like, you know, because why not?
Right.
You know, it's a lot of history there. You can learn a lot.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think everybody should go to Washington, D.C. It's really cool.
Yep.
Very cool. But the other thing that I thought was interesting when I was on the beaches of Normandy is you walk past the beaches and kind of off the shore, and they have just acres and acres of white crosses.
Oh,
just
my gosh.
no names, just, people.
People.
And acres and acres and acres. It's
wow.
Yeah, very sad. It was very touching, very moving.
Yeah.
And I felt very patriotic at that time.
Yeah.
We went to different posts, if you will, and this post here, this is where the Canadians came in. This is where the British came in. This is where the Americans came in. And
wow.
Yeah, it's really something to see. If you ever go to France, I don't know why anybody wants to go to France.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yes. No, Paris and Versailles are beautiful. You should go to France and look at the terrain and look at all the history there and go. It was out of the way. We were in Paris, and I think it was, I'm going to guess, a 2-hour bus ride out to the beaches of Normandy.
Okay.
And well worth it. It was very, very moving. Other than that, let me ask you, who is closest to you that served? And anybody in World War II? Vietnam?
So my dad was born in Vietnam. Mm-hmm. From what I understand, what I know, because like my family doesn't talk about this type of stuff. My dad's dad served. His biological dad served, and then brought them here to America, and then we haven't talked or really seen him since, but maybe 3 times. So I don't really know anybody that served like that.
Okay.
Or my husband obviously has someone close.
So he brought your grandma here.
My grandma, my dad, and his one brother. They left the other brother in Vietnam.
Okay. Has your dad ever gone back to see his one brother?
Nope. No, his brother came here. His brother ended up coming here.
Oh.
He left his kids there, and then they eventually came. Like, it's like a thing you do, I guess, like for you to like go back to see your family. My grandma's gone back many times. My dad has never been back.
Interesting. Your dad's never gone back?
No.
My grandfather served World War II.
I feel like I have a lot of family that probably served, but I don't really I'm not close to them. Like, I don't really know,
Well, I just think it's interesting the people that have served in the mission field that it's battle during battles, things like that, and active military. I think is what they refer to it as. I remember growing up, going over to his house, and he had this niche in the wall, and he had hanging on it German knives.
Oh wow!
A hand grenade that was. A
hand grenade?
a hand
Can
grenade.
it go off?
No, he had
dismantled
diffused it or whatever.
Oh gosh, okay.
I just assumed I don't think he'd ever hold a hand grenade, but he mounted it on the wall. And
Let me tell you what, my kid sees a hand grenade on that wall, he's going to try to figure out how to get to it because it's a toy to him. Are you kidding me?
It was very interesting. So he had all these German weapons, and he had them displayed, and he'd never talk about his experience over in France and in Germany, and till the later part of his life, probably a year before he passed, he started talking about it. I never knew the story. He received medals of honor, and I don't know if it's I don't think it's the Medal of Honor or anything like that. I have no idea. He has medals that he was honored for bravery.
Okay.
The story is essentially that his troop, their job was to come into Germany, liberate this town that the Germans had held down because there was this very specific bridge that needed to open up. And they got pinned down in this building, and they were just getting hammered.
Yeah.
The enemy had apparently blocked the road with all kinds of vehicles.
Oh, okay.
So they couldn't, and then we're shooting all types of artillery at them, so pinning them down, and they could not get to the 2 tracks or tanks or whatever it was.
Whatever
In
it
fact,
was.
I think it was a tank and a 2-track. Now that I remember listening to the story, anyway, and they couldn't move, and they're just getting hammered, and all of their artillery is getting picked off, and they said, we can't move. We got this, and my grandfather said, "I'll move them." He left the building, ran out under heavy fire.
Oh my gosh! No.
And moved the tank.
What a brave soul.
Moved the 2-track so that they could get through, and they liberated the town because of what he did. Saved, I don't know, a lot of people in the town.
Yeah.
And got the enemy to leave. And I said, I have never heard this story. It's an amazing story.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What bravery.
Isn't it crazy in how much someone can go through? Like whether like it's, my grandma doesn't talk about her childhood from Vietnam. Your grandfather doesn't talk about what he went through in war. People who go to prison, they don't talk about, but those are life-changing things that you don't even see what's going on until it's like too late.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, we should have been writing this down years ago to talk about it.
I know.
I
think the same thing. And I wonder what type of stories in my life have I suppressed.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not super happy or proud of them. Or maybe what did we talk about? Resent?
No,
resent.
it was regret.
We're both looking at each other like, yeah,
no, regret.
Yeah. So anyway, what type of stories, or do I think are just unimportant or uninteresting?
But it could really be life-changing.
Yeah. Or
we
it could
should
be very
document our
interesting.
time that we went through COVID.
Yes.
We should.
We should document our time about how we got this podcast up and going, because that was
this is
a
about
lot
to be big.
of work.
This is big.
Yes. Yeah, we got 7 regular listeners. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. To all of you who listen,
Talking to the
all of
microphone.
you
Yep.
who listen, we appreciate this. And there are actually a lot.
We do have quite a
really
bit.
surprised. So thank you for...
Thank you. Yes, thank you to everyone who actually tunes in and listens and comments.
And comments.
Yes, subscribes. Now we can subscribe to us.
That's right. And we also, what do you got to say? Like and subscribe.
Yeah, make sure to like and subscribe us.
Like and subscribe.
Yes.
We went through many episodes of not telling people to like and subscribe. But, I kind of think people should know that anyway, right?
Well, I feel like people should have common sense, but I've come to realize they don't.
Okay.
So you should always inform.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're just insulting all of our listeners.
Not our listeners, but my niece said I shouldn't wear red, white, and blue. And I thought she should know. I think that's common sense. Apparently it's not. So here we are.
Interesting. Well, so I think that is kind of an interesting thing that since we're talking about Memorial Day.
Yeah.
I thought that's a fun story to share. But I also was watching, I don't know, an interview. You've seen these things where people walk around the streets and go, "Hey, what is this day? What is that?"
Yeah.
And he was doing that for Memorial Day, and people had no idea. And then he
they
started
don't.
asking
It's
things
sad.
like, and now these are adults he would ask.
Right.
Who did we fight in World War II?
Yeah.
Who fought in the Civil War?
It's
how do you get through
crazy,
school and not know that?
But I feel like it's not talked about. I feel like I don't, if I remember correctly, my husband and we were talking about history with our nieces and nephews, and they don't talk about Christopher Columbus. They don't talk about that stuff now. COVID is in their books now. Their new history books. COVID is in their books, and the older stuff's out. It's like, so I truly don't believe it's talked about enough. I don't think people know.
It's very interesting.
It's very sad.
Yes.
Imagine what they're gonna not know. That's another topic.
Yes.
What else did you do this weekend, Doc?
Oh, yes. I put in
You froze,
a
didn't
dock.
you?
Yes. I went up to my in-laws' cottage, and we put in the dock. And it was the coldest it's ever been. The water was 54 degrees.
You're crazy. I would have been like, you're not getting it in.
It was really interesting because it was so cold. Of course, the way I have to do this, some people just hop in and they're like, "Oh, this is cold and it hurts," and they stay in. I can't do that. I got to get in. I got to get my feet in, and it starts hurting really bad. So then I step out, and then I go step back in. So I got to in and out, in and out.
You got to get your body equipped to it. Yeah.
Just my feet for about 5 or 6 times, and then after that, I'm like, okay, now I'm good, and I can stay in the whole time. But it was interesting because my niece brought her her boyfriend, and he's an adult. He's 35. I don't know. He's maybe 40. I don't know. Anyway, really nice guy. I liked him a lot. And it was funny because none of us, after about an hour and a half, none of us could hold any bolts or screws. And so we were dropping things all the time. And we're in chest deep water.
No.
Freezing cold. And he dropped something. He said, I'll get it. It's all right. I'll get it. And he goes, I just have to get psyched up. And he comes up, goes down, and he comes up, and he's just standing there. And I said, you all right? He goes, that's invigorating. Nice
like,
choice.
oh, okay.
And he goes, this is the really cool thing, though. He goes, I feel high.
Oh.
And I said, really? He goes, I feel like what being high would be like. And I said, well, you got some adrenaline. It's just
yeah,
rushing.
I guess so.
And so then later on, and next 20 minutes later, there's this series of events that have to take place that somebody has to go underwater. Nobody wanted to go underwater.
Did he volunteer?
No. He learned his lesson. But so nobody wanted to go underwater. And they're like, you know what? Why don't we just go ahead and we'll just do this tomorrow? And I thought, we're not doing this tomorrow. So I just went under the water. And the first time I came up, I had this, headache. And I said, so I think this is an ice cream headache.
A brain freeze?
A brain freeze. It hurt right here really bad. And then my base of my occiput was really sore and numb. And I had to go under like 5 or 7 or 8 times. And then you kind of become used to it. But man, it was different. So I know what he was feeling when he came up. Things are just like spinny when you come out of, you're under the water for, I don't know, 20 seconds. Like
There's no way you could pay me enough money to do that.
That was very interesting.
No, I'm okay.
So that was my weekend. And then we came home and saw my son and daughter-in-law. They were out of the country. We had dinner with them. So
they came home finally?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
I
I didn't even look at her location recently. I forgot about that.
She's home now.
She's home now. I will stalk her.
And they're talking about going to Scotland or something like that, or
oh, really?
the Orient. I don't know.
Why am I not surprised? She
Yes.
likes to travel.
Yeah, both of them
She
love
does,
to travel.
yeah.
So
That's cool, though. Good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them. I got to, we went up north, obviously. We got a phone call on Sunday night.
I like the visual.
We got a phone call on Sunday night.
Got a phone
call.
Wait, I didn't really
How do you
understand.
answer the phone? Like this or like this?
I didn't really get it until you did this. You got a what? A phone call?
phone
And you was, oh, now I
Oh,
get it.
yeah.
I think old school.
I old school, too. I do old school, too.
Old school too.
I old school. Jay does this. Well, actually, he does this because he FaceTimes. He doesn't like talk on the phone. He just FaceTimes. But
I gotcha.
a lot of kids like this. Anyways, so I got the phone call saying that, oh, it looks like your boat might have some water in it. And someone's like, oh, I looked at it. So it's on Facebook, actually. And someone's like, oh, I looked at it. It looks fine. And I had a gut feeling. I was like, no, I don't know. I need to know that someone I know and trust went there to look at it to make sure there's really no water in it. Now it's probably like 9 o'clock. We're getting ready to go to the free spot, which is a sand bowl. It's like where everyone goes and hangs out at night. And I was like, called my friend. I was like, can you just go check on our boat real fast? Like the fob's here, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, not a problem. Goes there. He's like, yep, you got some water. We're like, what?
Huh?
He's like, yeah, I got about an inch all the way around.
An inch?
Yeah, up top. That's not including, like, so we have, like, a live well and we have, like, where you put the battery and stuff. He's like, so altogether, you probably got about 18 inches.
Wow.
Austin's like, what do we do? I said, we have to go home. What do you mean? What are we going to do? So we came home. We got home about 1 in the morning. By that time, he had most of the water, like, out of the boat, like, with the pump.
Your friend?
Our friend,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And because our batteries were submerged in water. Like, we literally couldn't do it. Like, we had to get the water out. And so he went and got a pump, got all the water out, or most of it, and then Austin had to go there at 1 in the morning to go fix it and get it going.
Oh, so you
Lo
pulled
and
it out?
behold, no. Lo and behold, the batteries just died. And so obviously our bilge pump couldn't, like, pump out the water, and I guess we had a lot of rain. So that was all rainwater that was in our boat.
Oh, so your bilge pump just goes on if you're not even around?
Mm-hmm. As long as the battery's working.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I guess it makes sense. It's kind of like a sub pump.
I guess. I don't really know. I mean, that makes sense, right?
Yeah, makes sense. I'm not a boat guy, so.
I'm just a lady.
Yeah.
I'm just a lady. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it's like a sub pump then, right?
Yeah,
And
I
so
feel like it's
some
gotta
lever
be.
floats, pops, and the pump goes on.
Sure.
So interesting.
Sounds right. Yeah.
Wow.
So we dealt with that, and then on Monday, we tried going out in the boat, and I don't know what happened. Something happened, so Austin had to jump in the water to go get it out. Yeah. So he was cold too. Not my problem. I'm not doing it.
How cold it is in Lake St. Clair.
He said he's never been in cold water like that.
Is that right?
Yeah. I was like,
I bet it's just as cold.
I was like, I'll call a towboat. He's like, I'm not doing that. I'm like, I'm not getting in. You better get in. I don't know. Not my problem. He's like, we're going to hit this wall. I said, then we hit the wall. I don't know. I said I'd call a towboat. You wanted to yell at me. Jump in. He just looked at me with daggering eyes.
Oh, and he doesn't even like water.
Nope.
Something like that. He can swim, right?
Yeah, he can swim.
Okay. Well,
Thankfully, he can swim. Yeah. But no, the guy hates water.
Okay.
He's like, I don't have a dry suit for this. I said, well, I said I'd call a towboat.
Oh, that's right. He has a dry suit. He had to get the quad out of.
Yeah, he'd get the quad out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was a quad at the bottom of the lake.
Yeah, that he had to get in the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's dealt with some cold water before.
Say he's dealt with pretty cold water. It was, as you're pushing ice out of the way.
Yeah.
I think that's probably pretty cold.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cold. So. But he had the dry suit on, so it wasn't as bad. Where this, he did not have a dry suit. No, he was in his shorts because he was not prepared to go into the water. Like he was like, I'm just gonna hang out on the boat. I'm not gonna go in the water. It's like, yo, okay. And he had to go in. I said I'd call a towboat. He said no. He won the battle.
He won.
Or he lost. I don't know, but I won for sure. I didn't have to get in anything.
Well, at least your boat works now. Did you take it out since then?
No.
You haven't been riding?
No. He's got to tinker it. I'm not going on it until I know it can go 100% every time. I'm so sick of being stranded. That's why I got rid of our last boat.
Stranded?
Yeah, like I don't want to be stranded out there. I don't want something to go wrong. I want to know every time I go out it will be okay.
What do you got to do? Call somebody and say, "Come tow me in"?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that would stink.
Yeah. One time, it was 2 years ago, 4th of July week. We took the boat out. I kept telling Austin, I said, I think we need to get gas. Like we didn't fill it up. And we went all the way to Belle Isle, which is, the
gas thing is.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. And so he's like, no, we're good. We went from St. Clair Shores all the way to Belle Isle on the lake. We went around Belle Isle. I said, we should stop at the marina and get gas. He's like, no, we'll be fine. His mom's like, I don't know, Austin, I think we need to get gas. He's like, no, but. Okay, buddy.
Didn't even get it out of his mouth, huh?
Nope. And he's like, well, I don't know what to do. I'm like, let's call a towboat. He's like, no, I'm not doing that. I was like, then what are you going to do? What are you going to do? He's like, I don't know. I got to sit here. It must
be expensive because he is really opposed to that.
Yeah, it is expensive. But I have tow on. I added it this year to our boat insurance because I was like, I'm not. But you only get so many.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't have to use any of them.
Yeah, let's pray. But I mean, apparently running out of gas is a common thing for this guy. So.
Well, he probably learned from there. It's better to fill it up.
I question this. He's been pretty low riding the machines out in the trails with gas.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it's like he likes to run out of gas. I don't know.
Have you ever run out of gas on the road?
Me? Yeah. Well, okay. No. Wait. He has. He's run out of gas on the road. I have not. I thought I did, but in reality, I just blew the water pump on the car. I thought I ran out of gas. Called him. I was like, I ran out of gas. Like, I don't know. The gas light just came on. I'm really confused, but it's not going anywhere. And then he got there. He's like, you didn't run out of gas. You blew the water pump. I'm like, well, sorry.
Oh.
Gotta fix it.
Well, I have run out of gas twice in my life.
Okay.
Yes. It's very embarrassing. So, I mean.
I don't know.
The first time I was going to get gas and I was turning into the gas station and it died. And so before it stopped even rolling, I hopped out and started pushing it to the pump.
Okay.
And it was hilarious. These two young guys, they were driving down the road. And this is something I would have done as a teen and me and my friends would have done. It's not very gracious. Instead of not getting out to help the guy push, they just drive by and they yell, hey, you blankety blank, you gotta put gas in it. And then they're laughing.
That's funny.
They zoom by. And I had to laugh because I thought it was funny. And it reminded me of what we would have done. I mean, I would never do that now. In fact, I've got out in my life 4 times and helped
someone
people
with gas.
push their car to the side of the road or up into the gas station.
Austin ran out of gas one time with Jay, and Jay thought it was so funny.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and someone thankfully did come. So we were driving 2 separate cars. We were going to the same place. He never showed up. I'm like, that's really weird. Like, why didn't he show up? I'm trying to call him. He didn't answer. So I finally look at his location, and he's at the gas station. I'm like, wow, he's taking a long time to get gas. Like, now I'm panicked, thinking something is wrong. Mm-hmm. I'm like he should be here by now. Like, and he's not answering. And then I call him one more time. He answers. He's like, I ran out of freaking gas. I'm like, oh well. He's like, I was like, how'd you get to the gas station then? He's like, someone pulled over and pushed me in. He's like, but you should have followed me. I'm like, I didn't know you were gonna run out of gas. I don't know what to tell you. Austin's like, I see Austin and Jay. They pull up, and Jay's like, Mom, Dad ran out of gas. He had to push the car, and he's like dying of laughter, having the time of his life. I'm like, oh gosh.
Yep. Anytime to give Dad a good one, right?
See, if I ever were to run out of gas, it's still gonna be Austin's fault because I'm a princess and I don't want to fill my tank. Mm-hmm. I think it's ridiculous that a girl has to pump their own gas. So I will drive on fumes until he fills the tank, or I'll take his truck. I'm not putting gas in my car.
That's a good idea.
I hate it. I absolutely hate it. But time and time again, he leaves me with a car with no gas.
Yeah.
I get so mad.
I guess there's got to be sometimes it just happens, right?
It's happening more often than not.
Now it's happening more frequently.
It's really annoying. I hate getting gas. That's like a big pet peeve of mine.
If I have the opportunity, I always fill my wife's tank up, but I think probably 40% of the time she still has to fill it up. Like the other day, I had to leave for work. I was pressed for time, and I just texted her, you got to get gas. And
see, I will have the car for you every Sunday. You're home every Sunday. You can fill it up on Sunday if it needs to be filled up again before that one thing. He doesn't do that. I used to have his friends come over and fill it up because I'd get so irritated.
Really? So you guys don't have anything to do on Sunday?
No, we always have things to do on Sunday, but he's around. He can fill it up before he goes to bed on Sunday. I cut up the man's food. He can fill up my gas tank.
Oh, you did say that before.
Yeah.
You cut up his meat.
Yeah, I do.
Gotta tell my wife she's gotta do that.
She's gonna think you're ridiculous. She's gonna say, "Yeah, okay, Doug."
Next time I have like a steak, I'm just gonna push it to her and go, "It's not cut up."
It's not cut up. I'm gonna get a phone call from my Dakota.
That's so funny. You cut up his meat.
He should fill my gas tank. Yeah.
That
well,
crazy.
I would prefer to do that because if you don't, he's like, oh, everything has fat on it, and he wastes half the food. I'm like, no, it doesn't. You're being a child. Like, he eats like a 5-year-old, so I have to think of how to serve him like a 5-year-old. Like, that's just that. Like, he's...
Well, he's got...
yeah.
Eating problems, I don't want to say.
Yeah, no, he literally eats like a 5-year-old. My 3-year-old eats better than my husband.
Yeah, so...
For sure.
Yeah. So anyway, he's just got some uniqueness about him when it comes to eating. So
very picky, very picky.
Okay.
But he should still get my gas.
Okay, I like that. I like that idea.
That's my
I always
answer.
get my wife's gas. If I can, I'm certainly going to do that.
Good. Let's make sure Austin understands this is a new standard. You can get my gas too.
Yes.
Oh. Wednesdays, go get my gas.
Yeah, I'll just give you my card. Would it be better if I just gave you my card? You would go get it?
I would take that,
See?
yeah.
There you go.
Janice, you're paying for my gas now. That's so funny.
What's next on your agenda?
Oh, man, what's next on my agenda?
Mm-hmm. Well, we talked a little bit about regret the other day.
Okay.
And so I told you I was going through a few things, and I ran into another interesting topic, if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay. So there are some virtues
okay,
that are out there, and people use these words a lot, and I don't think a lot of people really understand them. So virtue being one of them.
Okay.
So you've heard virtue all the time.
Sure.
Morals, ethics, things like that. So it's interesting if you look into where a lot of these ideas came from. You can find them from all over the world, all kinds of different cultures, but they all have a common thread. They're all trying to understand moral conduct.
Okay.
And, they would never be able to communicate with each other because travel wasn't that easy. And philosophers, I don't think we're going to be the ones traveling. They're the ones that are more the academics, right? And probably in some sort of church or synagogue or something like that, and working on understanding the world around them. Yet they all have an explanation of what morals are. They have different ideas about where it comes from and how it's used, and same thing with ethics and virtue. So I think it's been kind of interesting. So let me ask you.
I don't like this question already because
No?
you're putting me in the spot. I have to think about this. You answer it first.
Well, so for example, Plato, he had his ideas about what morality is, and his ideas are different from Aristotle, his student. And then there's over in the Orient,
Right.
the Tao, that's their explanation of what morality is. And it's interesting to me that there's been all these people around the world over centuries that have come up with these ideas, concepts, and are used in most contexts the same way, even within maybe religion,
Right.
Religious factions, things like that. They've taken their ideas from some of these people from a long time ago. And then you look into who are some of the philosophers today, and it's just so pathetic. Philosophers today
Okay.
are weak-minded. Most of it has become political ideologies.
That's what I would think. Yeah.
It's political ideologies that they put parameters for concepts and ideas onto people based off of their performance or based off of what they think. So, and that is flawed because everybody thinks different.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's where this whole thing with this makes me laugh whenever I hear this. What is your truth? That's in my opinion, is one of the dumbest things you can say.
I don't like that question.
Yeah. What is your truth?
I don't. Yeah.
Because there is only truth. There is
Right.
no your truth and my truth.
No,
and they
it's
differ.
your opinion and my opinion.
Well,
but
your opinion,
your thought, or
how you want to live
Yeah.
your life or whatever it
but
happens.
there's not more than one truth.
So, what's interesting to me about this is years ago I gave a lecture on morality and the idea of morals, what moral conduct is. Moral conduct essentially is a compass that we all use to reach a higher standard of our ideas and our behaviors and who we are. So our ideas and behaviors and who we are isn't our morality. Morality is something further in and further up, to use C.S. Lewis's ideas or his words. So if you think about it like this, morals, right? I think every human that's ever been around has known it is inherently or objectively wrong to murder somebody. And then let's take it a step further. It's wrong to murder them and eat them, right?
Okay.
I think every human culture would understand that's probably wrong. Now, you could argue, there's cannibal this and cannibal that.
Yeah.
I think that is a derivation from norm. That is something wrong with that. For example, we have instincts, right? We want to the preservation of the species, right? And we are herd animals. Let's use that. We are herd animals. So are there people who are hermits? Yeah. But
For
that
sure.
is not the norm.
Right.
That is a default away from normal, from a herd animal to become isolated. So there's something wrong with that. And chances are there may be something wrong with someone who chooses a life of a hermit to be away from other people. So they were hurt, they were injured, they were whatever.
There's something happened.
Something
for them
happened
to be
that,
like that. Yeah.
some switch went off and they flipped and went into something that is an abnormal behavior. But anyway, so the moral conduct, we would all agree it's not okay to kill and eat people.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
And so if you were to look at one culture and say, well, look at their behaviors around that concept of killing, and look at another culture and say, look at their concepts of killing, those are two different ways that they conduct themselves. Okay, happens all the time, right? Well, that's not what morals are. Okay, Aristotle would argue that's their version of morals, but the moral construct is the fact that we have a standard for morals. The fact that we say you're right and you're wrong. It's not the right or wrong. It's the standard that we judge, that we use to understand that. That is the moral code that we always are striving to live by and improve. And it's interesting because I remember having a lecture to young ladies.
Okay.
I had a church asked me to come out and give a speech on moral conduct as these young ladies were coming of age, 13, 14, 16 years old. And it was very interesting to sit down and talk with this group of ladies, it's all young ladies. The auditorium is full of them, and to talk about what morals are. And I saw a lot of people kind of get the idea.
Okay.
So anyway, I was going somewhere with that, and I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't even talk about this stuff beforehand, so I have no guidance for you on this one.
Well, so that moral code of conduct is one of the things I'm looking for. And essentially defining that virtue is the highest level of moral conduct that
Okay.
we're always trying to strive for.
I mean, I can agree. I don't like when people say, "What's your truth?" There's not three truths to this, guys.
That's where the whole
That's
today the word of woke
yeah.
thrown around. That's where that came from.
Yeah, I don't
right?
like that.
The whole woke idea about
Yeah.
what's your truth, what's
There is no what's your truth or what's my truth. It's
because then
the truth.
yeah, because then an individual decides what is morally correct,
Right.
and then tries to apply all of his or her moral ideas on the community around them,
Right.
and say you're right, or you're wrong because you're not following this moral code,
Right.
and the moral code is the one I just made up, and this is how I live
And
my
that's-
life, and that's how you should live your life because I
That's
live
how
my
I
life
live my life
that way.
I feel like
That is not.
that's what's happening so much too.
Yeah.
And it's more common, I think, than we realize or than we want to acknowledge. Let's be honest. Like everyone just wants to turn their cheek when it comes to a lot of things like that.
Yeah.
And it's not. I don't agree with everything.
Yeah.
That's okay. I
That's
don't have
okay.
to agree with everything, to be honest with you. Food for thought.
Food for thought.
Food for
there
thought.
You go. Let us know what you think. Wait, I gotta.
You gotta talk in the microphone still.
How about this? Let us know what you think.
I'm gonna get a still shot photo of you like that. Hang it up all over.
So there was, the band Queen.
Yes.
Okay. Freddie Mercury, one of his things was every band out there kind of has this little thing that they do that you kind of identify them with. And his thing was he would always take apart his microphone
Okay.
and use half of a microphone stand, which is
Oh.
kind of weird. He just, the top half without even a bass.
Oh.
And he sang with a microphone stand in his hands, kind of like this.
Just swung
Reminded me
around
of
with
Freddie
it.
Mercury. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yes, I used to like Queen a lot growing up.
Oh.
I like their music.
Well, now I know what to play with
Yes.
when we're back. I got it. Queen. Search it up.
Yes. Well,
Dr.
I'm
McLeod's
80s.
really particular when it comes to the music we listen to in the office.
Yes, I can't stand bad music.
You can't stand good music.
I know there's a lot of people, for example, that really enjoy rap music.
Oh, I can.
And
I can
rap
understand
music that is blended into certain styles of music, for example, country, and then all of a sudden they start rapping. I don't enjoy rap music, and I don't enjoy it stuffed in country or mellow rock or anything. I just go and I change the channel.
that. He does. And he just changes it. Doesn't skip the song, just changes the whole channel.
Yes.
Then we'll end up with like piano music or like elevated music. I'm like, I'm gonna fall asleep. Like I'm not working if you put this on. Like down.
Yes. We need to change it up here. I don't know. I get
I'm
too
gonna just
stagnant.
play Queen. That's it.
But
I love it.
I thought one of the things we could talk about to move to a different topic. There's no real transition here, but I was thinking about talking with my brother, and we were talking about a friend of mine. Well, I shouldn't say that. I guess a friend, more of an acquaintance from when I was in grad school.
Okay.
And my brother was telling me the story about him, in that he was injured. He was injured, and he was stabbed.
Okay.
A few times, just by some random crazy guy, just out of nowhere. He turned around and said, "Hey, hi, what can I do for you?" And he got stabbed like 7 times. Yeah.
It's sad.
And apparently in the hospital, so he's a chiropractor, this friend of mine, or this guy I'm talking about. In the hospital, he was sitting there, and he said that he's bleeding out all over the place, and the doctors came in. They said, okay, well, a lot of damage going on in there, but missed some very important vital organs, like your aorta, which is the major blood vessel that you probably won't survive if he would have hit, or the heart, right?
Yeah, he's got his heart.
Yeah, so, and he said, my brother's telling me this story that he was talking to him. He said, well, you know what? The power that made the body heals the body. And he starts talking chiropractic
well, he's
to
like,
all these surgeons.
Oh, my
gosh. And apparently his wife was just like rolling her eyes. Like, now you talk chiropractic?
This is now.
So he's bleeding out from several puncture wounds, and he starts talking
I would be the same way, though. I'd be like, just stitch it up. The body can do the rest.
Yes.
And stitch it up. It's fine.
That is a phrase, if you will, that is used a lot in chiropractic, and it's a absolutely true phrase. The power that made the body heals the body, because you can't heal. All healing comes from what chiropractic coins as your innate intelligence, right? That inborn wisdom that is in all living things, keeping them organized and adaptive. All right. Every single thing that is alive, plants, animals, people, have an innate intelligence in them, striving to keep them organized and adaptive, like I just said. So if you think about healing comes from, it's not a brain function. It comes from the brain, but it comes from the innate intelligence of the brain.
Okay.
So think about it this way. If you were to take somebody and look at their life, and their entire life, from the day they're born till the day they die, their entire life is laid out there. Say it's a long, happy, healthy life. At the end, they still die. We still die.
You're going to die.
Yes, we are all
no
going to die.
No one lives forever.
And so when that time comes, that body is a dead body. If you look inside that person when they're alive, at all the chemicals, all the physical makeup, all the anatomy, all the responses, everything that's there, and then look 2 minutes after they die, all that same chemistry that is there, all the physical makeup, all the anatomy, everything is there, but there's something missing.
Right.
Life. And again, chiropractic coins that as your innate intelligence. Once that's gone, there is no getting it back. When somebody dies, you can't just say, well, you know what? We can shock them here and shock them there.
We can bring them back in 5 minutes. It's fine, guys.
There's no way.
They can come back.
I'm going to say that there is no way ever science will ever figure out how to bring somebody back from being dead. Now, there are people out there that are dead. Like their heart stops, their brain stops.
Right.
But they are not dead.
They're not dead.
Yes.
There's dead, and then there's dead. Sorry, guys.
There's somebody who's on the table and they're trying to revive them.
Yeah.
So they may tell them all the time, oh, you died and we brought you back. That is absolutely not true.
That's not 100% true.
That's called Frankenstein. So the only person that ever came back is Frankenstein.
I'm Frankenstein.
Well, he was actually called the monster. Frankenstein was the doctor. But anyway.
That's funny. Yep.
So that's what healing is, right? Healing comes from inside and is expressed outwardly through us. And your innate intelligence utilizes your nervous system to communicate with every single cell in your body. So healing comes from the brain. The brain starts the information that sends the information down your spinal cord, out your spinal nerves, goes to every single part of your body. And the areas that are damaged or have to heal, it takes time, but it heals.
Everything I think that people forget or they don't understand fully is time when it comes to healing. It's time. And you have to be, in my opinion, you have to be adjusted to heal. Like it's going to take time, but good example. I wasn't feeling great the other day. I got adjusted. 20 minutes later, I was ready to go. I was good to go. It does take time. It's not an instant thing, but it would take a lot longer if I wasn't adjusted, if my subluxation was still there.
And it may not ever completely heal.
Yeah.
So I like to use this example. If you think about your arm, cut your arm, right? Cut your arm, put a Band-Aid on it, and then 2 weeks later you come back and it's pretty much healed, right?
Right.
So let's just say you cut your arm, put a Band-Aid on it, 2 weeks later you come back and that cut looks exactly the same. You'd probably go, well, that's taking a long time. And you put another Band-Aid on. 2 weeks later you come back, take the Band-Aid off, it looks exactly the same. And then you keep doing that over and over for another month, and then another month. And after like 4 months, you're going to go to your doctor. You're going to go, Doc, I cut my arm 6 months ago, and it's not healing.
Yeah.
Do you know the first thing they're going to do? They're not going to look at the cut.
They're going to look at what's going on.
They're going to look at why isn't your body healing, and they're going to go check the part of the body that is responsible for healing, and they're going to start checking your nervous system because the nervous system does healing. I ask my patients this all the time. What in your body is responsible for healing? Most people say the blood. That's what most people understand.
They don't know.
Yeah.
They don't
and that's
know.
okay. It's okay if you don't know, but I'm telling you now, if you don't know, it is the nervous system's job is to regenerate tissue, to get it to begin to work and perform at a much higher level so that you can begin to heal.
Right.
So here, if you think about it this way, then when it comes to a corpse, it sounds a little bit morbid, but a corpse, if you cut the corpse, right, and put a Band-Aid on it, and then come back 2 weeks, 2 months, 6 months, or a year
still
later,
gonna be there.
it's still there.
Still there.
Because that specific entity that is responsible for all healing isn't there. And the interesting thing is always remember that your innate intelligence utilizes your nervous system to communicate with every single cell in your body. Therefore, every single cell in your body is alive and well and performing. It's still alive. When a cell dies, it's dead. There's no bringing it back.
There's no bringing it back.
So that's the one thing I think that a lot of people misunderstand when we're talking about chiropractic. They always think of chiropractic as the neck pain, low back pain, headache doctors. I had a patient today said to me, do you know a neurologist that is, how did he phrase this, that is more of a holistic approach? And I said...
You're like waving at him from there. Hello?
I said, well, most people think of chiropractors as bone doctors, but if you think about it from a holistic approach, that's what a neurologist, it's kind of like a chiropractor, because we're not bone doctors, we're nerve doctors.
Yeah.
We're dealing with your nervous system and allowing your body to perform. So,
but not everyone sees it that way. I think it's a big misconception. I don't think people really understand. It's not talked about. I was talking to a patient, and she's a doctor, and she said that ever since she started coming in, she's like, it's a whole different outlook for me. She's like, this is not taught in school. This is what should be taught in school. You don't talk about chiropractic care and how much it could help. Or
she's a physician, you said.
Yeah. And she's saying like they don't teach you this. They don't want you to know about this. Like it's so overlooked because people don't know. And imagine too, like people who just keep going to their regular doctors. They're not looking further at the whole bigger picture.
Right. And it is interesting because I've said inflammatory statements. I don't know if inflammatory is the right word, but outlandish statements that try to make my point to my patients. And I will say things, and this is an absolute true statement, is if somebody were to offer me $50 million right now and say, but you can never be checked or adjusted or have your subluxation fixed, I'd say it's not worth it.
Not worth it.
Because you're telling me you're going to give me $50 million, but I'm going to ruin my health, shorten my life, live with a poor level of health and performance. Who'd want to do that? Yet people make that choice every day. Every day because their insurance company raised their deductible or their copay
or the deductible, or they don't have coverage. If they don't have like it's amazing. I don't know what I would do without chiropractic care.
And another outlandish statement I make is if you don't understand chiropractic, then you're going to be okay with never seeing a chiropractor again. I would, if this were somebody would say this is my last chiropractic adjustment, I'd say that
they don't get it.
Yeah.
They don't get it.
It's impossible. I would never make that. make that decision. When you understand that, though.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to see patients who don't understand, who really should understand or need the care, or it breaks my heart because they don't get it. It's a hard concept, I guess, for people to wrap their head around, and the commitment to it. I guess I can understand, but it's like you need it. I just want to shake them sometimes. Like, do you not see like what this is doing to you? Like how this can change you? Or I like the people that are like, oh yeah, I'm starting to feel better, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not taking my allergy medicine, so I don't need to come in anymore. It's like, hello, like, don't you think this could be why? Like, I don't know what to tell you right now. Yeah. But I don't get it.
And it's sad.
It is.
But I understand it. I do. They've not been educated. They don't know what chiropractic is. Yeah. And they've been watching videos on YouTube of the silliest things that are out there. And I'm not going to encourage you. Don't watch any videos on YouTube.
No, please don't.
It's not
It's
real.
not what it is.
It's staged and it's not real.
Yeah.
And
if you do it, or if you go see someone like that, there's a good chance you're going to get hurt. Yeah. Don't do that stuff at home. Yeah. I like the people like, I let my niece walk my back and now I can't. Yeah. I'm like, well, me too.
I just had a patient the other day that they came in because I think it was their wife or a young lady at work, I can't remember, was walking on his back and he couldn't get off the floor.
I'm like, what is your problem? I like when people are like, oh yeah, I let so-and-so crack my neck. I'm like, oh, okay. So do you want to like become paralyzed? Like, I'm confused. Like, what do you mean? I'm like, you do know that chiropractors go to school for, 10 years, like just to learn this stuff? Like, what are you talking about? Like, why would you attempt that?
Yeah.
Like,
I tell people that all the time, and I may have said this on another podcast, and I say this tongue-in-cheek, of course, that I would rather have you go out into your garage, grab your DeWalt drill, and drill out your teeth, and because if you screw it up, what's going to happen? You're going to lose a tooth, right?
You can get new ones. I've learned. You can get new ones.
but if you screw up your neck, it may be
you're not
permanent,
getting another one. Yeah,
and you may never.
There's no spinal transplant, guys.
So don't get your DeWalt drill and drill out your teeth. That's
figure of speech.
Figure of speech, yes. But that is my point. It's extremely dangerous to be doing self-manipulative practices, and so many people do it.
They do it all the time.
It drives me crazy when I see a patient. They'll come in and go, "Hey, how you doing, doc?"
Oh my gosh!
You're like, what?
What is your problem? Or like when people are talking to me, like family and friends, they go and they just pop in. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why? Like, can you not do this in front of me? Like, I will have a stroke right now.
So let me just tell you, if you are one of those people that you do self-manipulative therapy, I won't even say therapy, self-manipulation. Yeah. Okay. If you're doing self-manipulation, there is the not even probability. It is absolutely
you for sure.
You have a problem.
Yeah.
Biomechanically, structurally, physiologically, neurologically, something is wrong that your body feels like you have to crack your neck or you have to crack your back.
Giving me the heebie-jeebies right now.
So you have to find out why, and especially if you're doing it every day.
All the time, every hour. I hear people doing, I have to do it once an hour. Yeah. I'm like, once an hour?
There's a problem. There is a problem. And listen to me. Call a chiropractor, call my office, or call a chiropractor that if you're not near me, if you live in Idaho.
Nigeria.
If you're in Albania.
There you go. Call a chiropractor.
Is it Albania we're popular in?
No, it's
Algeria. It's
Algeria. Yeah.
Algeria. So if you're in Algeria, don't crack your neck. And
please find somebody. You can fly here to America.
Come on in and
come on. We'll help you out.
But anyway, so we do appreciate you guys tuning in, and we look forward to talking next week.
Please make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube.
And subscribe. Yeah. There's a button, and you push it. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea.
I think that's what you do. I think that's what you do, though.
Yeah.
I think it's like right underneath the video. I'm almost positive.
Aside, we appreciate if you would like and subscribe and
share the video and make sure to comment and text us.
Yes, we're trying to get this out to as many people as possible because we're very passionate. We have a good time when we're talking. She has a really fun time. Mine's moderately.
I look forward to it every week.
This is moderately entertaining for me. So
he's
really
lying, guys. He's lying.
I really enjoy this. We do. We have a really good time doing this. But the reason we do that is not because we just enjoy each other's company and conversation, which we do, because we could do this without a microphone and without
We've done this before without a microphone and headphones. Yes.
Probably too much when we should be working.
Yeah. That's the day.
But anyway, we do this so that we can get this information out there. I was just saying, people don't know how important it is that chiropractic care needs to be an integral part of your healthcare portfolio. It has to be. If you want to be healthy, you have to have chiropractic as part of your healthcare to understand if your body is working and performing the way it's supposed to.
We want you aware of everything, not just one little sliver or one little idea. Like, there's so much more to your health than you realize. And it does, I think, start with chiropractic care.
Yes.
In my opinion. So
we're going to leave you with this thought. And the thought is...
Oh, gosh. You do it.
Every week.
I know.
If you're tired of poor health...
There is hope.
Now there's hope.
Oh,
Chiropractic.
I always forget the now.
Yes.
Now there's hope. Chiropractic.
Yes. Thanks for joining us. And we'll look forward to talking again next week.